Okay, so first thing is first. It's May. It's May. Oh. Almost fell there. Having a camera makes it a lot more difficult. Okay, there we go. Okay, so you might not be able to tell because of how flat it actually looks here, but I am actually on top of a mountain. And I figured this would be a pretty good place to talk about the game, Lonely Mountain Downhill. We're gonna explore around a little bit and see what we can find and, you know, talk about the game. I just kind of figured throwing in like a little bit of a review is kind of a good way to maybe, you know, get our toes wet with this whole vlog thing. So yeah, we're gonna go up here, we're gonna find a spot to maybe set up, and yeah, we'll talk about the game a little bit. All right, this is a decent enough spot, I guess. Oh man, this is not how I expected today to go at all. Oh, it is so cold. I definitely don't have enough clothes for this right now. You know, my original idea with all of this, it wasn't gonna be like this, clearly. It doesn't snow in May normally. It's all right, we're gonna make do with what we got here. I wanted to thank you guys real quick for all the awesome feedback on the Animal Crossing Switch custom. It honestly turned out way better than I expected, and obviously you guys really enjoyed that, so we are gonna go ahead and continue with some more content like that in the future. A lot of you did request a Switch LITE, so like I said, we are gonna be doing one of those, and I've already got the stuff together for the Star Fox custom, for the little R-Wing from Starlink. Make sure you guys look out for that, but let's go ahead and talk about Lonely Mountain Downhill. So basically, Lonely Mountain Downhill is a mountain bike game, and the goal is pretty much to get your bike from the top of the mountain to the bottom. But it's not quite that simple. The controls, while they are tight and in my opinion very good, they take a good bit of getting used to. I think the best way of thinking about it is whatever way you want your front tire to go, that's pretty much the direction you point the left stick. 360 degrees all around. I think what's really cool about the controls and the steering though is once you pick up speed, you kind of have to like oversteer a little bit to correct yourself. I mean, kind of just like you would on a real mountain bike. It kind of feels like you're riding a real mountain bike. Okay, maybe not being on a real mountain bike, but you know what I mean. It does a good job emulating that type of feeling. But the controls are spot on, and in my opinion, in a game like this, that's pretty much what matters the most. So I think they nailed it in that aspect of the game. Let's keep heading up the mountain a little bit and see what we can find. Wish I had some boots. This is not proper hiking gear. The wind's blowing super hard. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but the wind's blowing and knocking the top of these trees together. I mean, it's a little creepy. I'm the only one out here, so it's like, it's a little scary. I planned on coming up here and sitting down and actually playing a little bit of Switch, but I don't really want to sit down in the snow. Oh, let me get you guys set back up here. Oh no. You guys might find this interesting. I actually did bring along the Animal Crossing Switch, not the Switch LITE. Kind of feel bad leaving the Switch LITE at home, but man, I really like this thing. Love the way it looks. If you haven't seen the video where we put this thing together, I'll go ahead and leave it at the end of this video, so make sure you guys watch that. All right, I gotta put that away, it's too cold. Fingers are too cold. Whew. Okay, so like I said, the point of the game is to make it from the top of the hill to the bottom. And they kind of want you to do that in 3 different ways. The first way is pretty simple. You literally just go from the top of the mountain to the bottom. There's checkpoints along the way, so once you get to one of those, it kind of saves your progress up to that point. But once you get down to the bottom for the first time, then you start unlocking other things to do. One of the first things you unlocked is a timed mode, where you have to make it down the hill in, let's say, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. But those checkpoints also are in play there as well. So once you get to a checkpoint, let's say you get to the first checkpoint in 20 seconds, then you start from that checkpoint if you wreck, and your time starts at 20 seconds. Man, this is freaking me out. Anyway, the next way you want to get down to the bottom of the hill is by only crashing a certain amount of times. Whether it be early, they'll give you like 25 chances, or once you get a little bit further into the game, it's like 10 and then less and less. And of course, obviously the courses get harder and harder as you go. I would say probably the fourth one on the first mountain is where you really start to see a lot of challenge. Not that the first three aren't challenging, they definitely are. The whole game has a ton of challenge. I really enjoyed that about the game too. It's definitely not a leisurely ride down the mountain. Even if you're trying to go slow, there's some sections that are so steep that even if you're on the brakes, you just can't stop. You just have to try to dodge the rocks and boulders and hope you don't crash. And as far as that goes, when you do crash, you know, for being such a calm and peaceful atmosphere when you're playing the game, it's kind of brutal when you actually do crash. But back to the gameplay. So the other way they want you to go down the hill is by going from the very start, at the very top of the mountain, all the way to the bottom, but you cannot crash once. They take away the checkpoints, so you're going from the top all the way down. If you wreck once, they start you all the way back up at the top, not at a checkpoint. So that one is very difficult, and actually I have not completed one of those yet. Now, I've only been playing the game for about 2 days now, so obviously I've still got a long way to go, and I plan to play it a whole lot more. But when it comes to those expert challenges like that, the difficulty level is through the roof. But yeah, I mean, so far it's definitely a blast. All right, guys, let's move on here. Let's see what else we can find. Okay, I think this is probably as far as we're gonna go. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but all this, pretty much as far as you can see one way to the other, is like a fence of briars. So I'm not gonna go there. I'm gonna go ahead and just hang out in this area. So the gameplay is great. It's a ton of fun. The art style, I really like. It's kind of like a boxy, really simple art style, but it works so well, and I think it looks just awesome. And they use this depth of field effect that just gives the mountains so much life. I love the way it looks. But there is one major issue with it. It does have some frame rate issues, and I didn't even notice them that bad on the first mountain. I don't think they showed up really terribly until the second mountain on the second trail. There were certain points when I was literally losing half a second of gameplay, and when you're moving that fast, you're already smashed into a boulder, you know, falling off the side of a cliff, or just going in a direction that you don't want to be going. So it is definitely an issue in a game like this. It's a pretty big issue. Now, like I said, it doesn't happen that often, but when it does, it's big. It's noticeable, and it does take you out of the game a little bit. Now, having said that, I will also say that when I'm done filming this, I'm gonna be playing that game again. It's good enough to where I can deal with some dropped frames every once in a while. You know, as long as it's not happening constantly, it's fine. The game's good enough to keep playing. The sun's out, look at that. All right, hope this shot still looks good. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna keep playing this game. I'm really enjoying it. I was up last night till probably 2 a.m. I had to force myself to quit and go to bed. And I get that the name of the game is Lonely Mountain. Like, you know, lonely, one person. But this would be an amazing 2-player game. If you could get a split screen, or maybe just play somebody else online, like a race down the hill, that would be so much fun. Just setting it up with all the crashes and the checkpoints and stuff, oh man, it would be awesome. I know it goes against everything that the game is, but I really think 2 players on something like this would be just amazing. Yeah, the sun is definitely out now. I mean, I'm not gonna complain. It's a little bit warmer. My hands are definitely numb, but it's all right. All right, well guys, I mean, that's really it for this one, you know. I just wanted to, I wanted to talk about that game a little bit, and honestly, I just wanted to get outside. You know, this isn't like my ideal environment or weather conditions, but you know what? I'm just sick of being inside, so I wanted to get you guys outside with me, you know, enjoy what we can. Obviously, there's enough room here to be socially distanced, so we're okay there. So guys, if you've made it this far in the video, let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'm gonna ask you guys to do one other thing. I don't want you to leave a like. You know, you can if you want, you don't have to. I'm not gonna ask you to subscribe. What I want you to do is pick one of these 2 videos you're seeing right now. Either one you want, just pick one of them, watch it all the way through. If you do that for me, I would truly appreciate it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.